Good morning, Christopher. There we go.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guy?
Pretty good. It's background. Share. There I am. Oh,
Okay. Can you lower your camera so you're more in the center or a little bit more in the middle than because your
I
chin is
think
just
it's because I'm
above
sharing
your
this background where the book is going to be behind me, but I'm on the wrong side, it looks like.
Oh, that can be reversed in your zoom setting.
Oh, here it is. Now I'm over there. It's
There.
because there,
That's
now
better.
does that look good?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just seeing your I don't want your chin covered.
Is my chin
Yeah, that's
covered?
better. Right, that's better.
Okay.
Oh, here. Got it. I know what my
Right.
it is on my end. Okay. Hey, that looks
Yeah.
good. Thank you, Christopher.
Turn on camera.
Oh, good, yeah. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the August 12th regular Board of Supervisors meeting. As we'll call this meeting to order at 9 a.m. As customary. We'll start off with a moment of silence. I would like to acknowledge the first responders for their work this weekend. There was basically 3 fires this weekend. Awesome, yes. And so 2 in my district, I know 1 in Jessica's district, and it was pretty intense over in Lucerne. And so, everyone, they were on the side of the highway, everybody was blocked. It went by a structure, and I wanted to call out one person that did a great job, and his name is Shiloh Foltz. He's from North Shore Fire. He single-handedly saved the structure that was in that ardent fire. So all of the work they put in and done, it was really tough because Lucerne is just all a really small community, not small, but it's really packed in like a city. And so, small city. So you got a lot of people walking out. They can't get out. You got one area blocked. They had to go to Clear Lake Oaks. Probably a third of the people cannot get to Clear Lake Oaks because they don't have transportation or anything. Luckily, when they decreased the evacuation order, people were able to go to the Lucerne Senior Center, which had solar. So without power in Lucerne, people were able to go there if need be. So just really wanted to just highlight that. I didn't know if you wanted to add about the fire in your district, but.
Well, I'll just add that early on in the spring, CAL FIRE had warned us all that it's going to be an early and active fire season because the vegetation growth on the landscape is at a 30-year high because we've had 3 years of really high precipitation. But because June and July were cooler than anyone can remember ever, we got a little bit extra time. So we are now squarely in fire season. The fuel moisture in the vegetation is getting to that level where ignitions are going to start happening. Like when we were over in Clear Lake a week or so ago, the brush was not burning there. That was a grass fire. And now we're seeing the brush starting to burn. So from here on out, we all have to be vigilant. We have to make sure we've got our defensible space, and we really have to work together and make sure that our friends and neighbors are safe if and when these events happen.
Thank you for that. And then lastly, there was, that same night, there was a house fire, so that one wasn't necessarily because of defensible space or anything. This one was more than likely some activity that wasn't, allowed to be happening, but nonetheless, it could have affected the nearby houses. Luckily, there's been considerable amount of reports on this facility and house that jeopardized the neighborhood. So for them to go straight to that fire, to the next, for that night, it was just, like they had to be just super tired. And then the next day. So anyhow, I wanted to give that shout out to the first responders and also to that gentleman who ran up a hill and saved that home. So, all right. Vice Chair Rasmussen, could you please lead us in the pledge?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any extra items to add to the agenda?
There are no extra items.
All right. Next is the consent agenda. If there's anything that needs to be pulled from the consent agenda, I know right now we have 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, and 5.11, and 5.15. Anything else? I'll open it up to the public in case anybody would like to come up and pull something. All right, anything on Zoom? With that, we'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to approve the consent agenda with the exception of items 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.11, and 5.15.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, we'll address a lot of those a little later. Public input is the next, is our timed items, 6.1. Public input is a chance for someone to come up and speak on something that's not on the agenda, and you'll have 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to come up and speak during public input? Sterling, if you can unmute, and you have 3 minutes.
All right. Good morning, board. I'm here. If you guys can open up your emails, I was unfortunate not able to come, so I emailed all of you guys the charts in a PDF file. So this is about the Spring Valley water loss. According to the California State Water Board, a good running system keeps water loss within industry accepted limits. With only 420 customers receiving water, our water loss levels put us firmly in a category of a failing system. And by the chart you'll see in the email, it is clear this has been an ongoing issue for decades. During the 218 process last year, Supervisor Bruno was working to bring Special Districts Administration back to this board with the correct information for transparency. Since the 218 was shut down by the community, that accurate information was never brought forward. I am requesting that it be brought forward now, supported by the proof I have obtained by special districts and additional sources I have found to underscore the urgency of this matter. The Director of Special Districts knowingly moved forward with the 2024 Proposition 218 process while aware of this massive water loss, but did not include it in the rate study. That lack of disclosure breaks the transparency required by law and violates protections in the California Constitution. The director also has a troubling pattern of making unproven theft claims. She told the advisory board she marked a fence costing closely to $17,000 as urgent because she believes the community members were stealing cold patch. No proof given. This year, she claimed our major water loss was due to theft. Again, no evidence. This repeated baseless accusations are slander to our community and have caused real harm to its reputation. The neglect here is clear. The cost of treated water we've lost, included chemicals, employee labor, and power, far exceeds the value of the alleged $5,000 in cold patch. Ignoring this loss while spending unproven urgent project is not physically responsible, it's mismanagement. And I want to be clear, Spring Valley cannot be the only district in this county with this level of water loss. I strongly suspect other districts are experiencing similar loss, which could explain the repeated requests for new Proposition 218 rate increases. This matter should be on the radar of the Board of Supervisors, and under Government Code 54954.3, I am formally requesting that Chair Crandall and at least one supervisor support placing it on future agenda for public discussion action. We came together as a community last year to demand answers, and we are here again today to do the same. Now, we need the board to act. Thank you. And then I couldn't make it, so I will be coming up when I have a chance, and I will be turning in the packets that I have composed for all of you guys to be able to see the water loss, the variance from special districts. This has been almost a 30-year loss of around 32% of our treated water has been lost. And if you look it up in the California water codes, we are considered a failing system, and I would request that we start looking in to the grants that we can get to fix our water system, because once we can fix our water system,
Sterling,
now our decaying
can you
roads
wrap up,
can
please?
be fixed with our property tax money. Thank you.
Thank you, Sterling. Thank you for your information and your comment. Are there any other comments on Zoom? I'll bring it back to the board, and we will go ahead and move on to our next item, which is Pet of the Week. Pet of the Week. Animal controls here to, animal care and controls here to introduce our
Can I
friend.
pick up the microphone?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Officer Early with the Lake County Animal Care and Control, and this is Hamster. He's about 4 years old and 70 pounds of just pure love. He's fully vaccinated and neutered, and he's ready to go home today. While he's been in our care, he's played with all sorts of other dogs, and he's just really good with every animal we've put him with, and the entire staff just loves him and hopes that he can get another chance. He loves to play with toys and get treats and just cuddle. He's
very sweet, very lovable. He's actually been in and out of our shelter multiple times because his previous owner actually abandoned him a few times, so he's back in our care. But he's very lovable, very friendly. He gets along with dogs. He's fantastic. I personally like this dog a lot myself. But he's very friendly. If you follow Facebook, like the Lake County Scanner, he's the infamous Safeway dog that kept showing up at the Safeway parking lot. But very, very lovable. So if you guys are interested in him, I would highly recommend him. He's fantastic. Like I said, his name is Hamster.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, hamster.
Hey. We'll move on to our next item, which is 6.3, new and noteworthy at the library. And it looks like we have Jonathan online. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I'm Christopher
sorry,
Beach, County Librarian.
Oh my goodness, I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, Christopher.
No problem. Thank you for giving me just a few minutes to talk about what's new and noteworthy at the library. And this month, I want to highlight Sunrise on the Reaping by Susan Collins. Suzanne Collins is an American author and television writer who is best known as the author of the young adult dystopian book series, The Hunger Games. For that series, Collins has won many awards, including the Locus Award, Teen Choice Award, and the California Young Reader Medal. And Collins lives in Connecticut with her husband and 2 children. Sunrise on the Reaping is a young adult novel that serves as a prequel to The Hunger Games. It's set 24 years before the events of the original story, and it delves into the 50th Hunger Games, a brutal annual deathmatch orchestrated by a totalitarian regime in which Hamish Abernathy competed. Philip Womack writes for The Guardian, Collins is an excellent writer, and there are moments of surprising lyricism, which helps to lighten the grimness. In a literary touch, Hamish remembers a William Blake poem, Ah, Sunflower, reminding us both of radicalism and the importance of nature. The sunflower necklaces worn by tributes participating in the games are both symbols and, since they are fashioned from explosives, agents of destruction. The Sunrise on the Reaping is available now in print, audiobook, and ebook through the library system, and you can request this book or other materials through our online library catalog, which has the combined resources of Lake, Sonoma, and Mendocino County library systems. Requesting items is free, and items are sent to your local branch for you to pick up. I'm also excited to announce that our new modern online catalog is now available for preview. This new library catalog has a lot of features that residents might expect from a library website to help them find books, including search features and filters to help them find the items they need and check them out or request them. One thing I love that it does is show you all the different formats for a title under one listing, letting you see the full selection available and choose the format that works best for you. It also has related titles and reading recommendations, and library staff can also create lists of titles right on the catalog to help patrons discover new favorites. You can try it out today at lakecountyca.bibliocommons.com. There's also a link to the preview on our library website. So please try it out and give us your feedback. So you can learn more about our library system at our website at library.lakecountyca.gov, or of course come visit your local library branch in Lakeport, Clear Lake, Middletown, Upper Lake, or on the Bookmobile. So thanks again for listening to what's new and noteworthy at the library.
Thank you. Is there anyone that would like to comment on this? All right, I'll bring it back to the board. Christopher, once again, I apologize for that. I know better. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is 6.4, presentation of proclamation designating the 31st day of August 2025 as International Overdose Awareness Day. Supervisor Sabatier will be reading this proclamation. If you're here on behalf of this, please come up and join Supervisor Sabatier.
Please come on up. Good morning, everybody. Today is a proclamation designating the 31st day of August as International Overdose Awareness Day. Whereas International Overdose Awareness Day is a global campaign held on August 31st to end overdose, remember those who have died without stigma, and acknowledge the grief of family and friends left behind. Whereas in 2023, 28 people fatally overdosed in Lake County, which was the 7th highest overdose death rate in the state of California, and is 2 times higher than the California rate. Lake County's rate was 43.8 per 100,000 compared to California's rate of 20.81 per 100,000 deaths. This data came from the California Overdose Dashboard. Whereas every person should have access to resources that prevent overdose and other causes of drug-related mortality, including naloxone, sterile needles, drug testing, and medication for addiction treatment. People who use drugs continue to be stigmatized and marginalized, discouraging them from accessing care and treatment. Whereas, in Lake County, dedicated prescribers of medication for addiction treatment, harm reduction providers, behavioral health providers, and addiction recovery programs work tirelessly to provide residents with these resources. All overdose deaths are preventable via access to harm reduction, health care, substance use prevention, and treatment services, and naloxone, the opioid overdose reversal agent. Whereas local communities play a crucial role in eliminating the stigma of addiction, including residents, elected officials, parents, private and public organizations, hospitals, law enforcement, first responders, schools, and colleges. And whereas, and maybe even bus drivers soon. And whereas SafeRx Lake County, an overdose prevention coalition comprised of local agencies and organizations, including Lake County Behavioral Health and Lake County Health Services, will host its 5th annual commemoration of International Overdose Awareness Day in Library Park in Lakeport on Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Lake County Board of Supervisors does hereby designate August 31st as International Overdose Awareness Day and urges Lake County citizens to join in this important observance. Passed and adopted on this day, the 12th of August, 2025, and signed by our board chair.
Good morning, members of the board and community members. Thank you for this designation of International Overdose Awareness Day and taking the time to honor the lives lost to overdose, support those in griefs, and recommitting to prevention of future tragedies. In our rural community, we felt the pain of overdose deeply. These are not just statistics. They are our neighbors, our family members, and our friends. Behind each number is a face, a story, and a life gone too soon. While today is heavy, it is also about hope. It's about breaking the silence around substance use and overdose, reducing stigma, and ensuring that help is available and accessible for all. It's about making sure that every person, no matter where they live, has access to evidence-based care, harm reduction services, and the dignity they deserve. For many years, stigma kept too many people from getting the help they needed, but together, our community has been breaking down those barriers, opening doors to treatment, harm reduction, and hope. Because of that work, we've seen a remarkable shift. In the last 5 years, our county has moved from the 2nd highest overdose rate in California to the 7th, and from 4 times the state average of overdose to just twice the state average. This progress shows that change is possible and lives can be saved. To continue this progress, SafeRx has worked to ensure that there are accessible naloxone stands around the county, which hold free life-saving medications for community members to arm themselves with in any instance of overdose. I want to take the moment to share that although some may believe naloxone enables drug use, this has been researched and is simply not the truth. There is no data to show that communities with widely available naloxone see increases in drug use. We also know that the burden of overdose is not felt equally. In our state and community, Latino men and Native communities have been disproportionately impacted. Due to historical racism and underserved populations, these communities more than ever need to be prioritized in prevention, treatment, and recovery efforts. These efforts must be culturally relevant, community-led strategies that honor traditions, reduce barriers, and ensure that no one is left behind. This day is also about continuing that momentum, creating meaningful conversations around substance use, and ensuring that people know help is available, and making sure every person has equitable access to harm reduction services. SaferX works alongside organizations doing direct service such as naloxone, syringe exchange, safer smoking supplies, test strips and drug checking education, medication for addiction treatment, and more. We cannot bring back the lives that we've lost, but we can honor them by working together across agencies, families, and communities to prevent more losses in the future. SaferX will be hosting the 5th Annual International Overdose Awareness Day event in Lake County on August 23rd from 11 to 3 in Library Park. This day is to commemorate the lives we've lost. Naloxone training, art projects, resources, and speeches from those who have been touched by this tragedy will be available. If you'd like to honor a loved one, please join us to decorate a headstone. On behalf of the Health Services SaferX Coalition, I'd like to thank the board for recognizing this important day, for standing with those impacted by overdose, and supporting the efforts that do save lives. Thank you.
Anybody? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to thank all of you for your commitment. As you mentioned, we're doing better than we were, but not the place that we're going to stop. I think it was last week we approved, in the last 2 weeks, we approved all of these contracts for increasing the services that we're providing here because we've recognized that this is an issue. We're facing it head on, and that's really how you make change. And so all of you are doing the heavy lifting and that hard work out there. So I have a lot of gratitude. This is a really difficult topic. There is a lot of stigma. We've experienced a lot of tragedies, but it's not something that we can hide from. We have to face it and work towards it. And so thank you all for the work that you do.
Vice Chair?
Yeah, I appreciate everybody's work. I think one of the significant reasons for the improvements that we had is because of the collaboration we have in this county with our, not only our public agencies, but also a lot of other nonprofit, non-government organizations that are out there helping. And, you know, we can only continue to help and get it better by continuing on that line. So thank you.
Supervisor Owen?
Wow. You know, I was feeling pretty hopeless when I had seen that we were 2 times higher than the state average until I had seen, too, you guys had just mentioned the statistics on where we started from. And I didn't catch the date on that. 2019, 4 times the state average, and to improve and cut that in half, that's pretty impressive. So kudos and thank you so much for what you're doing. There is a stigma here, and you guys are working really hard to improve that. And I'm very impressed. So thank you for what you're doing.
Yes. It's one of these things where there's a lot of overdoses on Indian country. I just wanted to highlight that. But I also, you know, I don't want to leave out the full county. But one thing that I really want to accentuate right now is that, you know, I feel like we're a little downstream here. We're trying to, you know, catch it when we can with naloxone and all of the other measures to try and prevent someone from losing their life. However, if there's a lot of folks that are considered overdoses which were actually murdered. And so because of the sale of it or whoever gave it to the person, some people are just constantly, that's just their lifestyle, they're addicted. But then there's some that are trying new things or just poisoned or whatever the case may be. So for me, my hope is that people that are affected by this and know if anything had happened to please reach out, because either specific people are the only sole people going down for these things, and others are out there still selling this drug and still giving it to people, and this just creates the same cycle. And so if anyone has any information, please be brave, be courageous, and turn these folks in so we can get to the root of this and catch it upstream more. I'll open it up to the public if there's anyone out there that wants to speak on this. All right, no hands in Zoom. I'll bring it back to the board. If there's anything else to finish on. If not, then we have a picture that we need to take. All right. Next, we have our 6.5 consideration. Nope, we got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
All right. Something quick. CAO Parker.
Since Director Arden is here, why don't we try to do 5, 6, and 5, 7?
5, 6, and 5, 7. Here we go. Approve, 5.6 is approve agreement for professional services to provide alternate public health officer services with Anju Goel, MD, MPH, for a term of 12 months for an amount not to exceed $95,000 for the term of the agreement, and authorize the Health Services Director to sign. Health Services Director Arden and Lisa Farraco. Do it right? Farraco. See, I knew it. Go ahead, Supervisor.
Yeah, the reason I pulled it, this and 5.7 is because I'm just wondering why we have to have 2 alternates, because we do have our new PHO starting soon, in a few weeks, and I don't believe we've had 2 alternates in the past. So just before we approve these 2 contracts, I just wanted to get a better understanding.
Yeah, thank you, Supervisor Pyska. The reason why is redundancy.
The light's on.
Yeah, I tapped it.
There you go. There you go.
Always have a problem with this thing. Okay, so part of the reason, redundancy, expertise. Each backup health officer brings a different level of expertise, continuation of operations planning, recruitment pipeline. Also, if our new health officer were to go out on a long vacation or medical leave, if we just had one, they may not be available that entire duration, so it'll give us another option to help for coverage. So it's, yeah, this would be a good thing for us long-term planning.
I'm kind of feeling like Jessica is, that one, with our new health officer coming in, I just didn't see and I thank you for bringing that up, because I meant to.
Is the background concern cost?
Well, cost is always an issue. And I feel like we will have that redundancy when we have our PHO and our alternate. So I can't really justify having, a PHO on paid salary and then 2 contracts for backup.
I concur on that.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Vice Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Supervisors. I had the similar questions yesterday, but I did talk to Director Arden, and no longer have the concerns, just because of the implications that could happen if we don't have somebody readily available to go. For example, if the PHO, the permanent PHO, were to be, say, out sick or unavailable, and then also the backup was unavailable, then we're in a situation where we can't sign death certificates or birth certificates or things like that. I also had concerned about the cost as well, but in discussion, it sounded like we wouldn't most likely be anywhere near even the 95,000 with both of them combined over the course of the year. So that's why I was comfortable with it after I had discussion with Mr. Arden.
That's correct. It's just up to 95,000. Doesn't mean we're going to use the 95,000. It's one contract, I believe, is for 4 hours minimum a month, and the other one is for 6 hours minimum a month. So it would be at their hourly rates. So.
Supervisor Sabatier and then Supervisor Owen.
Just to clarify that, because I was just doing the quick math, and this wasn't necessarily an issue for me, other than if we use them, we have to use them. But if they're asking for 4 hours at $155 an hour, that's less than $7,500 for the entire year, if that's the only thing that we ask from them, and we're not asking them to do the job. If we're asking them to do the job, we need them.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about if the fact is we need them. $7,500 is not something I'm too worried about at this moment in time.
Supervisor Owen.
Yeah, and you know what, that makes me feel better, because I misread it. I thought it was $95,000 apiece.
No.
So that's why I was concerned about it, was strictly because of the money. So,
Yeah.
so I
I'm glad I asked the question then.
Yes.
I kind of figured that might be the case.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
it's
was it. So I
up
just
to
kind
90
of I did read that portion, but I still thought that we were contracting to 95,000.
Yeah. I apologize. It's just my emergency planner in me. I always like to have redundancy and lots of different expertise at the table again. Long-term wildfire, natural
Yeah.
disaster. It's good to have these health officers, another pandemic.
Yes.
Each one brings a different level of knowledge and different expertise, a skill set to the table. And again, God forbid, if something were to happen to our primary health officer, it would be nice to have two on rotation filling in because sometimes you like to take a vacation.
No, I feel
Sometimes you're
better
not sick,
after
so.
finding out it was the hourly and 4 hours and 6 hours, so that's fine.
And I think the more relationships we have with people with this expertise, the health officer, again, it helps build that recruitment pipeline if there's ever an opening again in the future. And God forbid that doesn't happen anytime soon.
All right. If there's anyone from the public that has a question, concern? All right, I'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I'm assuming that, well, we're just on 5.6.
5.6, yeah.
But I will move to approve the agreement for professional services to provide alternate public health officer services with Andrew Goel, MD, MPH, for a term of 12 months for an amount not to exceed $95,000 for the term of the agreement, and authorize the Health Services Director to sign.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes 4-1. Next, we'll cover 5.7 since we're there. Approve agreement for professional services to provide alternate public health officer services with Amy B. Garland, MD, LFD, LLC, for a term of 12 months for an amount not to exceed $95,000 for the term of the agreement, and authorize the Health Services Director to sign. Supervisor Pyska, did you want to go into this again? Same thing?
Just the same concerns.
Okay. And you have anything to add? Or no? All right. All right. With that, I'll open it up to the public. If there's anyone that would like to comment on this, bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to approve the agreement for professional services to provide alternate public health officer services with Amy B. Garland, MD, LFD, LLC, for a term of 12 months for an amount not to exceed $95,000 for the term of the agreement, and authorize the Health Services Director to sign.
And I second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion carries 4-1. Director Arton, Lisa Farraco, thank you very much. All right, we'll get to our timed item, which is 9:30, consideration and presentation of Public Defender Office policy on sex offender office visits. Public Defender Director Ray Buenaventura.
Mr. Chair, by just way of introduction, this is Jennifer Ramon. She's my second in command at the office.
Nice to meet you. All right, the floor is yours.
Your Honor, I was going to say Your Honor. I'm so used to being
Too much in court, yeah.
There apparently has been some issue regarding the memo I sent to the board and the actual policy I outlined. I will just say I apologize for that. What happened was, when I got the request to write a memo on my presentation, my understanding was that I was supposed to just essentially do a summary of our policy, and that my actual policy would be attached. I had previously sent the policy, which outlines in specific detail what our requirements are and how our procedures are to interview clients that fit within this category. So because of that, and because I join in the need to make sure that the public is fully aware and there is no conflict, and that the public has the full information, or if the board wants to continue this item to another date and certain, we would happy to present. We are ready to present now, but by way of just full transparency, we have no objection if the board and the rest of the board members want to continue to another day.
All right, thank you for that. Well, we are quasi-judicial, if that means anything, right?
Yes.
Supervisor Sabatier.
If we are to move forward today, I would suggest that we project the policy on the screen and share it on, I think we're still on Zoom. Yeah, on Zoom. So that we can see what it is, specifically what is in the policy, rather than a summary of the policy. That would be my suggestion.
Vice Chair?
I'm okay if we want to do that, but also fine with continuing. It'd be nice to see it and have a little bit of time to digest it
I would
before the
prefer,
presentation, so I'd lean towards continuing, but
It's okay.
I prefer to continue it and have the chance to look it over.
Understood.
Thank you.
Supervisor Mike, you good?
For continuing.
I'm good either way, but I'll open it up for the public. Anyone from the public would like to comment on this? Bring it back to the board, and so the consensus, or do we need a vote, or Lloyd?
Can be done, Mr. Chair, by consensus.
Okay, I think we have a consensus, so looks like we'll be continuing this to a later date to be determined.
We can do that and work with Ray to get a date and time certain in the future, given his court
Yes.
appearance requirements.
All right.
Thank you.
Well,
And you'll
with-
attach that and send it to us?
Yeah, as soon as he just needs to provide it to us.
Thank
All
you.
right. With that, it looks like we'll be closing this item and coming back at a later date.
Thank you, my apologies.
No worries, thank you. Yeah, I opened it, nobody. We have 9:38, so, I'll go to some non-timed items.
Chair, would you like to do 7.2? I do have Lars on his way here. He's just not here yet.
Okay, perfect. Consideration of the agreement between County of Lake and Sierra Pathways, a licensed social worker corporation in the amount of $960,281.57 for fiscal years 25 through 27, Behavioral Health Services Director Elise Jones. You have the floor.
Well, good morning, and thank you. This is the third agreement reflecting 4 awards from the recent request for proposals for the opioid settlement funds. We do not have a program like this presently in Lake County, so this is an intensive day treatment program for youth up to transitional age. Potential clients of this include a lot of young people who are on probation may benefit from this service, other at-risk youth, and of course in the opioid settlement funds expenditure plan, it's identified as a high priority to serve, to meet this need. It also fulfills a critical gap in our drug Medi-Cal organized delivery system continuum of care, so we don't have this level of care in either our DMC ODS plan or, excuse me, our specialty mental health services plan. And so it's important to note that this is a co-occurring program, so it's for youth with both mental health and substance use disorder needs, and you will see more integration of programming over the course of the next forever, because that's been a huge focus of behavioral health transformation that initiated with CalAIM. So I believe that this project is incredibly well aligned with multiple community needs and requirements, and hopefully it will contribute to the positive trends that we see in opioid overdose and deaths and things like that. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? Supervisor Sabatier?
So again, same thing as the previous times, without the full scope of everything, not going to move forward on this, but I just want to have a or at least a statement to the board and hopefully a conversation. I see no protections. We are giving away money for good reasons. We need some of these things, but there's nothing that protects us from how that is used. The money will be used to renovate the buildings. The previous item that we did last week, they're going to buy property and build a building based on the money they get not only from us but also from the B-CHIP. And there's nothing that says they can walk away and sell the property and make money off it. There's nothing that said, like, maybe for the B-CHIP one, because there's connections here, there's nothing connected that protects us from anything changing after the fact. There's no clawback. There's no, you will serve the community for 5 years. I see nothing to ensure that the money we're giving to them, which I see almost like a donation of sorts, because it's not an exact, I don't see this as a service versus getting a corporation or private business started up and running. I anticipate in the future, if it breaches the $100,000, we'll see a service contract of sorts. But I see nothing that protects us from the money that we collected through the opioid settlement fund that ensures that there's longevity and that they don't just turn around and make money off the money we give them. And it's the second time I've seen that for this type of contract. And I'm just very concerned in the way that we are providing these funds.
Any other question? Did you want to?
I have one point of clarification. Yes, this will be a service contract for Medi-Cal reimbursable specialty mental health and potentially DMC ODS services. So that's how you sustain it in perpetuity, is through Medicaid funding. And despite everything, the state is still very much pushing projects that draw down as much federal financial Medicaid participation as possible. Yes, that's the sustainability plan.
Supervisor Owen, did you have something?
That should have maybe been mentioned in this presentation earlier on so that we knew that. But the tracking of it too is an issue, knowing where it's going and how it's being used and what the results, ultimately what the results are going to be with it. I was pretty impressed with what has happened with the opioids, the drop in opioid deaths, but I too have an issue with not the lack of tracking.
Bless you. Sorry, I heard a sneeze.
Sorry.
Right. Anything else to add? Supervisor Sabatier?
If I may, and I don't mean to argue or push back. There are some reporting requirements. There are some specifics in there for tracking certain things, financial reports. So some of those things are in there. I feel there's still a piece that's missing. I just wanted to at least make sure that you were aware that there are some tracking of and reporting that is required. And I don't see that as often in that level of detail, so I do appreciate that being there. I still have enough concerns that today I can't support it, but I do appreciate the changes that have occurred in order to ensure that we do get those future reports. Just wanted to acknowledge that.
Anything else over here? If not, I'll open it up to the public. Anyone from the public have a comment on this? No hands in Zoom. I'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agreement between the County of Lake and Sierra Pathways, a licensed social worker corporation, in the amount of $960,281.57 for fiscal year 25 through 27, and authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
I have a motion carries 3-2. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elise.
All right. We still have some time, so public service.
5.8 and 5.1.
All right. We go back to 5.8. Approve the award of the bid number 251072 to Couples and Sons Construction Incorporated for the Hammond Park Improvement Project in the amount of $2,952,474, and authorize the chair to sign the agreement. Public Services Director Lars Ewing. Lars, I brought this to pull just to highlight Hammond Park. I just wanted to highlight it because just wanted to also thank Public Services for all the work they've done to help with District 3. I know in the full Lake County, but I'm just saying, you know, with the harbor dredging, with this, with also the signs and all of the other things that Public Services has been doing to help the district, my district. I just wanted to highlight Hammond Park and how awesome this is coming to fruition. So I really don't have questions or nothing. I just wanted to do that. So if you have anything to add.
Great. You're welcome to pull those like that anytime. Yeah, I appreciate that. It is one to highlight. It is a relatively administrative process here, which is why I was on consent. The project is pretty significant, certainly in terms of county park improvement projects. We're talking about almost $3 million, the majority of which is being funded through a statewide park improvement program grant. It's the same grant program that the city of Lakeport received funding for Cabotin Park. They received it through an earlier round of awards. The county applied for Hammond and a few other parks during that round, and we were not awarded. But on the second round, which was in 2023, I believe, we did receive an award in an odd way. I won't go into the details, but we did receive an award. So yeah, excited for the project. A couple of pickleball courts, basketball court, a lot of landscaping improvements, open space, kind of a multi-use field area, improvements to the dog parks, parking lot improvements. There's quite a lot there. So. To highlight a little bit of the additional funding, I did mention this when it went out to, at preliminary budget hearings. Your board did approve $300,000 coming out of Parks Reserve, which are greatly appreciated. That makes up the difference from the grant award to the actual bid, the bid amount. So that, in combination with Quimby Park Improvement Funds, should fully fund the project pending any unforeseen circumstances during construction. So yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be about a year and a half. It's a 150 working day project. So looking forward to breaking ground for sure.
Right on. I just wanted to also add that I know when this will be something the LCRA, right? Lake County Recreation Authority. I know this will be in there, and I know I was pretty critical at one time about parks not being used in my district, but I know for a fact this one is used quite frequently. There's softball. I see kids there playing, and also the dog park is used a lot. So this is going to be great for Hammond Avenue and Nice. And if there's anything else to add, anyone want to add anything?
Plans are amazing.
All right.
Great.
I'll open it up for public comment. All right. Not hearing any. We'll bring it back to the board for action. Go ahead, Louise.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So just to confirm with staff, with Director Ewing, as far as the recommended action that's stated in the board memo, to clarify that the correct amount, I believe, would be $2,925,474. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, I appreciate that, Lloyd. Yeah, that is a transposed number. So good catch.
Yeah. And that would be part of the motion, should your board consider.
Just saved $30,000.
The good thing we pulled it, right? All right. So we'll need an amended motion. And
Mr. Chair, since you seem to be in approval of this, if you don't mind, I'll make the motion.
Please, yeah.
Move to award the bid number 251072 to Couples and Sons Construction, Inc. for the Hammond Park Improvement Project in the amount of $2,925,474 and authorize the chair to sign the agreement.
Second.
so I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries 5-0. All right, I'll move on to 5.11. Approve supplemental services agreement number 8 between the County of Lake and SHN Consulting Engineers and Geologists Incorporated for the implementation of the corrective action plan for cleanup and abatement order R5-2015-0713 in the amount of $291,870 and authorize the chair to sign. Director Ewing.
Sure. I think CAO Parker has some info on this, but I can certainly address it.
I do. Thank you. Johanna, could you display the agreement, please? The reason that we pulled this item was because at the time of posting, the agreement was updated after the fact, so it was not available until we did reposting on Monday, so it didn't meet the 72 hours notice to the public, so we're doing it right now. Merely an administrative function.
Yeah, the only change is signatures on the agreement. The original agreement that was, the agreement in the posted agenda did not have either both signatures or the signature of the contractor, one or the other. So the revised agreement includes both.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Supervisor Sabatier?
Yeah, thank you for pulling this for a different reason. Just a random question. The new wells and everything that's going to be put in, those are all new? They're not continuing and redoing the ones that are already there?
No, we have, the landfill has 4 or 5 dozen wells for various reasons. And these are 5 new wells entirely.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else from the board? Not hearing anything, we'll bring it to the public, so if there's any comments. Not seeing or hearing any. Nothing on Zoom? All right, I'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Supplemental Services Agreement Number 8 between the County of Lake and SHN Consulting Engineers and Geologists, Inc. for the implementation of the Corrective Action Plan for Cleanup and Abatement Order R5-2015-0713 in the amount of $291,870 and authorize the chair to sign.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lars. Next, we'll move 515. Yes, we'll move on to item 515, which is the special districts item. It's numbered at 25801, and that's all I know about it, so I'll give the floor to CAO Parker.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of Director Bore, she's asked that this item be moved to the 19th.
Okay.
All right. Any questions for, okay, I'll open it up for public comment. There's no hands in Zoom. All right, I'll bring it back to the board, and we will go ahead and just move this to next week, postpone it to next week. Those are all of our consent agenda items. It looks like we have some time, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break and come back at 10.
Chair?
Yes.
I'm sorry, you may want to give yourselves a 10-minute break. We have a lot of 4-H young adults in the lobby.
So we will go ahead and do a 10-minute break then, and we'll come back about 10:05. There we go. All right, welcome back from the break. We are now at our 6.6, 10:15 item. I can say that because we're on time for it, for once. Consideration of presentation by UC Cooperative Extension and Lake County 4-H youth members, Supervisor Pyska and the UC Extension.
I don't know if he did. She was looking at him though, I think. They made eye contact.
So 4-H, a lot of people don't realize, is a program through the UCCE Cooperative Extension, and Jean manages the program. Oh. And we had these girls are going to share the presentations that they did recently in Tehama County. And we've got some certificates and some awards. But I'm going to pass this over to Jean to kind of talk about what you all been working on as you are also getting ready for the fair.
Thank you. I want to look at you. Okay. Hello, my name is Jean Goulart, and I'm the Lake County 4-H Community Education Specialist, supporting and overseeing all 4-H clubs in Lake County. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate our amazing youth who are excelling through Lake County 4-H. I look forward to sharing other youth with you throughout the year. This year, we are proud to highlight 4 outstanding members who have shown exceptional dedication and achievement. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Phoenix Rain. This is my 8th year in Anderson Marsh 4-H, and I'm going to be the club's president. I'm also the teen leader for 3 projects, which include Civic and Leadership, the county-wide robotics project, and also the county-wide archery project. And for this year of fair, I'm not only doing 2 lambs, but also 49 still entries. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I'm Shayla McGrath. This is my first year in 4-H, and I'm going to be the secretary for my club. And I'm a team leader in civic and leadership, and I do goats and poultry. Hi, my name is Safira Edwards. This is my 2nd year in Anderson Marsh 4-H. I'm 17 years old, and I raise animals for food.
I'm Emmy. This is my 8th year in 4-H. I do lambs, poultry, and archery. This year I'm taking 2 lambs to fair and 4 show chickens, I believe, 4 or 3. Oh, and I'm doing horses.
Thank you. So Phoenix Rain, Safira Edwards, and Emmy Hayes competed in Lake County Presentation Day. From there, they moved on to regional, which was held in Tehama County. And then from there, they were able to move on to state 4-H presentation days at UC Davis, earning top honors. Phoenix Rain as a senior, received gold for how to paint a mural. Safira Edwards, senior, received blue for how to make yeast bread. And Emmy Hayes, an intermediate, received gold for wreaths across America.
These young leaders didn't stop at competition. They went on to share their presentations to 5 other community events or clubs in order to earn the coveted 4-H Presentation Day pin for giving at least 5 presentations to non-4-H organizations. And today, you will have the chance to hear Emmy Hayes present her presentation, her award-winning presentation, talk on wreaths across America.
Did you know 131 veterans pass away each day and 22 of that 131 commit suicide from the past trauma of war? Hi, my name is Emmy Hayes, and I've been in Anderson Marsh 4-H for 8 years now and participated in Reach Across America for 7 years. Today I'm going to be talking about the 3 steps: remember, honor, and teach. Remember is where we remember the soldiers that have fallen or have fallen for us. Honor is where we honor the soldiers by laying a wreath on their grave, and if we don't have a capability for wreaths, we will lay a flag or a penny. Here beside me is a replica of all those cemeteries that participate in the Wreaths Across America, and Harrington, Maine is one family that hand makes all the wreaths and trucks and planes them out across the United States. If you look at my other board, you'll see pictures of me participating in the Wreaths Across America for the past 7 years. There's a couple pictures up there with my cousins, my great-grandpa, and my horses. Teach is where we teach to the future generation the importance of freedom. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board? All right.
Thank you. Are there any veterans in the room?
All right. Thank you.
We are giving you cards about the Wreaths Across America and to honor your service.
Thank you for that. Supervisor Sabatier?
I do have a question for you, if you don't mind. Thank you for the presentation. Awesome. Love it. What got you inspired to take on this topic and get you started on it in the first place?
My great-grandpa was in the service, and I would like to serve one day, and I really enjoy cleaning off graves, laying wreaths, and participating in the ceremony every year.
That's perfect. I'm sure you've gotten some pretty amazing stories from him as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Is that all?
What branch do you plan on joining?
I want to do the Air Force or the Army.
Just so you know, us Army soldiers, we always want our kids or younger kids to join the Air Force for some reason. It's just one of our things. It's like graduating for us. Like, no, we want to send them there, you know. So anyhow, just thought I'd add that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments, or are we continuing forward? Sorry.
Thank you, Emmy. Also at the state field day in UC Davis, Phoenix Rain received gold for a state robotics event, and she's also the Lake County-wide robotic project leader with Reynolds Inc.'s engineer that has trained to be a 4-H volunteer. So in addition to public speaking, these youth also shine in shooting sports. At the state archery postal shoot, using recurve bows with no sights, Phoenix Rain earned gold with 175 points. Shayla McGrath earned bronze. Emmy Hayes earned silver. So a little explanation about a postal shoot. The states, the youth apply. The state sends us targets with their names on it. We measure different distances, 10, 20, 50, and they have 6 arrows for each distance if that's what they signed up for, so they don't always have to do all 3. They can choose. And then we mail the targets back to the state, and they're judged and pointed are added, and that's how we do a postal shoot. Okay. So I'd like to introduce, just to stand up, please, Karen Hayes, our civic and leadership. Sorry, thank you. See, it happens no matter what age you're at. When you practice public speaking, it happens. Okay, she's our leader for that. She's been in 4-H in our county for 22 years, and her assistant or vice leader is Sakura Rain. Sakura. Thank you very much. I just wanted to recognize you for the civic and leadership and for the community. Thank you. Yes. They weren't expecting that. That's my little ad lib, so sometimes those don't go smoothly. So, these youth are also active in our citizen and leadership group for teens working toward attending state and national leadership conferences, including the Ignite conference in Washington, D.C., in March of 2026. The cost for each participant is about $14,000 plus airfare. And since spring, they've been fundraising their little hearts out trying to raise this amount of money. So fundraising is already underway and will continue until we've reached our goal. And if you would like to help these dedicated teens reach their goal, please contact the Lake County 4-H office. We are so proud of these incredible youth, their skills, their commitment, and their leadership. They truly represent the heart of 4-H here in Lake County. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jean, for helping organize this presentation so that we can highlight this work. And I know 3 of the girls, you've been here before and helped us open meetings and helped us with the pledge. So I really want to make sure that you feel comfortable here. This is your government. This is your building too. And as your role as leaders, I hope that you continue to grow and stepping up to all kinds of opportunities to lead in this county or whatever community you end up in. Because a community is only as strong as the people that volunteer and step up. So I know you're on the right path. You're doing a lot of great things. And we've got some awards and pins for you. So let's Emmy Hayes, this is your silver for recognition of participation for the 4th Annual California 4-H Archery Shooting Sports Tournament. Congratulations. And Phoenix Rain, this is your recognition of participation for the 4th Annual California 4-H Archery Shooting Sports Tournament. Gold. Congratulations. And Shayla McGrath, recognition of participation. Nope. Does that work? Okay.
There you go.
Great. Recognition of participation recurve with Outside Senior Division for the 4th Annual California State 4-H Archery Shooting Tournament. This is the bronze. Congratulations. And for your presentations, Phoenix Rain State Field Day. This certificate recognizes participation for the Lake County in robotics contest at the 2025 State Field Day. Congratulations. Gold. Did we lose the mic again? Sorry, Sam. Oh, it's back. I fixed it. Okay. Safira Edwards. University of California Agriculture Natural Resources 4-H Youth Development Program State Field Day. This certificate recognizes the participation of Lake County in state presentations at the 2025 State Field Day demonstration and illustrated talk category. And this is a gold award. Congratulations. Phoenix Rain. University of California Natural Resources 4-H Development Program State Field Day. This certificate recognizes the participation of Lake County in state presentations at the 2025 State Field Day demonstration illustrated talk category. Another gold. Congratulations. And finally, we have Emmy Hayes. University of California Agriculture and Natural Resources 4-H Youth Development Program State Field Day. This certificate recognizes the participation of Lake County in the state presentations of 2025 State Field Day demonstration and illustrated talk category. And this is also a gold. Congratulations. Right, these are our future leaders. Let's give them another round of applause.
Supervisor Owen?
Okay. You know, while we were going through that, I just wanted to say how impressed I was. And for those of you that are familiar with 4-H, you know just what great life skills it gives to our youth. And it takes a lot of leadership from the parents and volunteer to make this work. So the fact that you guys have done so well and went so far, of course, goes back to our leaders. So we need to say thank you to them, to our volunteers, the adult leaders that have stepped up. That's amazing. I think 4-H started about 1902 in Iowa as like tomato club and a corn club. But it's mostly known for its agriculture. But what a lot of people are not aware is the number of programs that 4-H actually offers. There's a vast number of programs. I do know that I have recommended it to a lot of people, especially in the homeschool area, to use that as part of their curriculum. Your science, they offer a lot of science classes, the robotics, everything from agriculture to arts. So who doesn't like doing photography? You know, and that's one of their classes that they do offer with our 4-H programs, and it kind of levels up. And so you've got your phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, so they can become pretty proficient at it. And I just can't say enough for the program. And you are our future leaders, and it really takes adult dedication to make this work. And not just from leaders, but from the parents and them investing in your future. So kudos and thank you so much.
Go ahead, Supervisor Sabatier.
I'll go ahead and say something. I take part in a lot of meetings where we talk about what's going on in our community, and too often I hear things that are unfortunately negative about youth, and I don't agree with it. I think we're always looking for somebody to blame, and we actually should be looking in the mirror. You are a prime example of what our youth is doing, and that we have a bright future ahead of us. Thank you for being such a good example. Thank you.
Vice Chair?
Yes, thank you for the presentation, first of all, and to the 4-H girls, thank you for your leadership in the community and all the great things that you're doing and setting an example for others.
All right. Just, yeah, go ahead. You want to? Sorry. And I just want to add, just appreciate I appreciate this. I really do. There is a lot of folks I know in Lower Lake. I was part of the Wreaths Across America. It was probably my first term, 2019. And just to see all the 4-H kids out there just doing that, it's so important because there's times that some of these, there's no more family here. You know, they've either moved away or the generations have just come to a point where there's no one there to do it. So it's just seeing all the kids be a part of it, the families volunteer, the people, community volunteer, so important, especially with flags and whatnot. I know that you all do that. There's so much that you all do, even when we do the packing parties. I've seen 4-H, kids there too. And so it gives you that insight as when you get older, it gives us promise to know that you'll be doing that you'll be carrying all these things forward. So just, again, thank you for everything you're doing. Glad that you're in the program. Glad you all have ideas for your future. That's awesome, Air Force. So anyhow, thank you again. All right. Oh, yeah. She's going to share how to be a part of it.
So there are online stuff you could go participate with. We do fundraisers every now and again to sell wreaths and raise money for it. You could go on December 13th to the ceremony in Lower Lake Cemetery. It's a ceremony at 9 o'clock. It's really fun. I think you would. It's all of the cemeteries across the United States at 9 o'clock.
Nice. Thank you for that. There any
Thank you,
public
Emmy.
comment? Anybody would like to come up and speak about this presentation? All right. Any on Zoom? All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm going to give one to...
Hold your awards and your pins up.
Come up to their shoulders. I was making sure.
Ellen, can you come in the back step?
Move up.
Or come on.
I'm gonna get Emmy. I used to give her dad driving lessons.
Make sure I have everything.
We're gonna make you Emmy.
There. Everybody's fine, but I can't stay. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Thank you. See you at the fair.
We could take a couple minutes, about 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break so everyone can visit, and we'll come back at 10:45.
What's next, Susan? What's after this?
anything.
From what I've seen of the work.
And then we'll go.
I drove on.
All right, just real quick, we're gonna open back up and go into closed session briefly. We have 8.2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code 54956.9 D1, FERC proceeding number P77, Potter Valley Hydroelectric Project, and 8.3, public employee evaluations title, interim public works director, public services director. With that, we'll go into closed session and we'll come out about 11:30-ish. We'll tune in with you then.